Welcome back, ballroom dance friends. Today we're going to answer a question posted in our comments from our ballroom dance friend, Alex Prine. And Alex writes, another issue worth discussing. Why do dancers all pay the same fees if they're producing results? Have you ever charged your more talented winners less money for comp fees or lesson prices? My thought is, if I'm constantly winning as top student, winning competitions, helping a pro, they're getting free advertising. Why should I pay the same as the bad dancers? In any other sport, the top athletes are better compensated on teams. So why make dance any different? As a coach, it seems like a bad business decision. In dance, there's many old people who do it because they can afford it. But frankly, they will not be the ones remembered. They will not be the ones writing the next red book. And I think students should be punished for paying more and for not practicing. It wastes the coach's time. As I see it, a much better strategy to apply dance fees at comps only if the dancer doesn't win their division or have competition. However, it appears that most coaches don't want to talk about it because most coaches see money as the primary driver of their actions. I am curious if you know of any coaches who take this more competitive mindset. Do you know any coaches who cultivate an emphasis on competition and winning rather than money they get paid? I think a dancer with the passion to win at all costs is a rare breed, but I wish I saw coaches with the same drive. I'd much rather be on a team that's free with tryouts, a team that I earned rather than one I can buy my way into. And I would much rather be a coach of dancers who are better than everyone else. So why do I not see more dancers and coaches with this approach? So excellent question, Alex. And frankly, I kind of had this same question in the back of my mind when I was working my way up the ranks. From this perspective, my coach taught competitors that were, like world champions. And I was like, well, why are they paying less than me for their lessons? And I found out no, although I was always afraid to ask. So I definitely, guys, if you ever have a question that you're like, oh, it's awkward to ask and that no one's talking to me about it, hey, ask me. I'm not here to blow smoke up your skirt. Here it goes. So two-part question. Number one, have I seen other pros do this? And yes, I have. I have seen it 4 times in my career. In every single case, the student outgrew the skill level of the pro, okay? So they were riding the students' coattails to try to recruit more students and make them look like a better coach than they were actually capable of. So these students were taking from multiple pros and they wanted to give the appearance, the false appearance that they were the reason this person is such a good dancer. Okay. I have seen discounts in other cases. For example, like you mentioned, you work for your pro. I'm not sure if you're checking people into classes or something, but that is something I've definitely seen pros discount for. And if you want a discount, hey, ask your pro, is there anything I can do for you to earn a discount on my lessons? Next up, I've seen people discount kids. And number 3, most often I've seen people discount because they have ulterior romantic goals with that student. Okay, and then second part 2 response. Have I ever done this for students or do I recommend it for others, okay? So realistically, you're not gonna like my answer to this, but I'm always gonna be honest with you guys. Number 1, I'm a competent pro. The students I've already coached in the past are more than proof that I'm an excellent teacher. I don't need to ride your coattails. I've already got my own coattails. Okay, number 2, When my students outgrow me, which has happened a couple times, someone takes a boatload of lessons for a year, I'm going to be honest with them. I'm not going to waste their money. I'm not going to waste their time. I'm going to tell them, hey, here's a better pro for you. You should see them. Here's why. Okay, I have zero vested interest in misleading them or anyone else as to my capabilities as a professional. Okay. Number 3, all my students are valuable. And frankly, I don't always necessarily enjoy teaching that top level competitor as much as I might enjoy teaching someone else. Everyone brings something to the table. What if someone earns less than you? Should I charge them less? What if someone cannot practice like you do because they're working 3 jobs to pay for the dance lessons? You know, I mean, everyone's valuable for a reason, okay? You know, and sometimes I imagine some people might think, well, I deserve a discount because I refer the most students here, or I deserve a discount because I've been taking the longest. I mean, there's all sorts of reasons. And actually, in my case, I do temporarily discount current students when I raise my prices, as tipping my hat to them for appreciating that they are part of what got me here financially. Okay, guys. Now, I don't expect other pros to do that. That's just what I've done. Okay, guys. Okay, next up, number 5, I can and will produce more excellent dancers. Everyone's replaceable, okay, guys? They can't reproduce me. This is just a reality. Okay, number 6, at least in my state, okay, guys? I don't know what state you're from. I don't know who your pro is. I don't want to know. I don't want to throw shade at anyone or recommend someone over another, but I know in my state I'm not replaceable, okay, guys? So my students are welcome to switch, but everyone knows I brought them to where they are. And they're just going to get worse if they stop taking from me or they start taking from someone else and stop taking from me. And guess what, guys? It's happened twice. I had students, they actually didn't approach me, but one of them, they had just won a national title, and his spouse approached me saying, well, so-and-so, you really should be giving him a discount because, you know, it makes you look good that you taught him to the point that he's at. And I likewise had the parent of another student come to me and say the same thing about their kid after winning a national title. And one of those people, I don't want to narrow down who it is, that's their business, but they did switch to someone else. And sure enough, the next year at nationals, their results bombed and they all stopped dancing. And guess what, guys? That's great advertising for me too. I know you don't want to hear that, but I'm a competent pro. If I wasn't, that would be a different story. And I don't know what your situation is. You're just asking about me, so I'm sharing what my experience has been. Okay, guys? Okay, so next up, using the same logic of, this pro is producing the best people, so they should be paid less. So using that same logic, what if I am, teaching physics at a very esteemed university, and I am producing all the top physicists in the world? Should those students be paying less for my instruction? So the reality is I've already proven that I'm a good professor, and I should be charging appropriately for my skill level, like any other profession. Now, this would be different if I were not fully booked. If I was, desperate to get clientele, that might be another, person that I haven't personally seen it, but I can imagine that they would give discounts just because they're not fully booked, and or maybe they're new to town, and they have no reputation. Again, it's not something I've done, but maybe, I don't know. I do find sometimes students can self-credit when they excel in a competition, and they can blame the pro when they don't. And the reality is, all the students, regardless of their skill level, are getting an exceptional value for the money they spend on me. I'm confident of that. And it's my job. And as I've shared in some previous videos, it is a job for us ultimately. And many pros, on that one income are supporting a whole family. It's not like we're running a charity. It actually is a job. Just like your job would be a job. And what if you were doing a great job and your boss, wanted to give you a pay cut? They're probably thinking the same thing. I can't speak for your pro, but that's just my perspective. And again, I apologize. I know that's not what you want to hear, Alex, but I'm always going to tell you the truth. Okay. So I hope that's been interesting. And hey, if you disagree with something, feel free to comment. If you've had an experience where you were able to negotiate a discount because you're an amazing dancer, hey, we'd all love to hear that and how you finagled that. So thanks so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for your awesome question, Alex. I'm sure it's on the back of many people's minds. Just never occurred to me to answer it until you asked. So thank you. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. And if you're interested in kind of all things, ballroom dance, because we talk about different cultural topics every day. Hey, subscribe to my channel. We'd love to have you. Okay, guys, happy dancing, and I'll see you in the morning.